welcome to this special broadcast right here on NDTV. An effort is being made in preparation for 2024. So there is the BJP, which is saying that it is poll ready, lots of meetings taking place in the NDA. But the opposition has had its third edition of a meeting. They junked the name UPA and adopted a new name in their second meeting. That was in Bengaluru. There were 17 strong in Patna, 26 strong in Bengaluru, and now they claim to be 28 strong in Mumbai. They will, they say, have a secretariat, have a theme song. They will also have a logo, the works, right? But the most important point that should ideally haunt them, should they want to contest in 2024, is that electorally what is the plan? Beyond the cosmetics, beyond the optics, is there a plan to address the inner contradictions within the NDA alliance? I think that's the key point that would be a subject matter of discussion as these alliance members get together in the pictures that you see right now. This was an informal meeting, a photo opportunity on your screen right now where you can see all of them meeting and greeting one another. There will be some lovely dinner which will be served by former Maharashtra Chief Minister Uddhav Thackeray. He'll be hosting that event. And then tomorrow the big meeting, the brainstorming which will take place. What will be the big takeaway? We don't know, but we shall let you know when we have more information. But first, what are the leaders saying about their expectations, about the contradictions, and what they plan to do ahead of 2024. We spoke to a lot of these leaders who are in attendance, a total 63 of them. We spoke to some of them who are attending this meeting. Let's play out those interviews, exclusive interviews, one after the other.
मुंबई में हो रही इंडिया की बैठक के लिए जैसे कि आप देख सकते हैं बिहार के उप मुख्यमंत्री तेजस्वी यादव और साथ ही साथ वरिष्ठ नेता लालू प्रसाद यादव यहां पर दिख रहे हैं। साथ ही साथ तेजस्वी यादव यहां पर अलग अलग जो उनके कार्यकर्ता हैं उनसे भी यहां पर बात कर रहे हैं। तेजस्वी जी, सिर्फ एक सवाल सर पूछना चाहेंगे। डीसीएम सर एक ही सवाल, जो पहली बैठक हुई वो पटना में हुई, जो दूसरी बैठक थी वो बेंगलुरु में हुई, अब जो मुंबई में तीसरी बैठक हो रही है उसमें क्या कुछ एक्सपेक्ट कर सकते हैं? आज यहाँ पर आप लोगों के एजेंडा में क्या कुछ होगा?
नहीं, बैठक होगी और आपको पता है अगस्त के महीने में ही पिछले बार जब हम लोगों की सरकार बनी थी बिहार में, तभी ये हम लोगों ने बात कही थी कि देश भर के ऑपोजिशन को एक करना है। अब तीसरी बैठक बॉम्बे में है तो काफ़ी अच्छे रिजल्ट्स आएंगे और आने वाला जो चुनाव होगा उसको देखते हुए हम लोग जो है निर्णय जो है वो लेंगे कि आगे कैसे हम लोगों को बढ़ता है।
कोऑर्डिनेशन कमेटी को लेकर कहा जा रहा है कि फैसला किया जाएगा।
बहुत सारी चीज़ें एजेंडा है वो आएगा सामने।
बिल्कुल, जिस तरह से आपने सुना बिहार के उप मुख्यमंत्री तेजस्वी यादव मुंबई में है, कह रहे हैं ऐसी कई चीज़ें हैं जिस पर चर्चा की जाएगी, आगे की रणनीति तय की जाएगी। साथ ही साथ उनके परिवार के जो दूसरे सदस्य हैं वो भी मौजूद हैं। वरिष्ठ नेता लालू प्रसाद यादव वो फ्रंट सीट पर बैठे हुए हैं और ये जो उनका जो पूरा परिवार है वो मुंबई पहुँचा हुआ है। और यहाँ सर अब ये ग्रैंड हयात जा रहे हैं जहाँ पर इनकी जो बैठक है वो हो रही है। तो आरजेडी के भी बड़े नेता हैं, साथ ही साथ जो बिहार के उप मुख्यमंत्री हैं तेजस्वी यादव वो भी मुंबई पहुंचे हुए हैं और ग्रैंड हयात में अब जो बैठक हो रही है वहां पर वो जा रहे हैं। मुंबई से कैमरा पर्सन राजेंद्र दयालकर के साथ सोहित मिश्रा, NDTV इंडिया।
सर, अब मुंबई इंडिया गठबंधन की बैठक में हिस्सा लेने आ रहे हैं, क्या प्रमुख एजेंडा रहेगा? बार बार जो सवाल पूछा जा रहा है चेहरा, उसका जवाब कैसे देंगे?
कितने बार घोषित कर चुके हैं, देश के संविधान को बचाना, जनतंत्र को बचाना, संवैधानिक अधिकार और गारंटी जो संविधान देता है हर नागरिक को, उसे लागू करवाना। वो करना है तो भाजपा को सरकार से दूर रखना। ये एजेंडा बोले हुए हैं कई बार, किसी को कैसे लागू होगा वो करेंगे।
भाजपा बार बार कहती है कि इनके पास एक चेहरा नहीं है, इनके पास अलग अलग नेता, अलग अलग विचार के नेता हैं, इसका जवाब कैसे देते हैं? भाजपा बार बार कहती है इनके पास एक चेहरा नहीं है, एक नेता नहीं, अलग अलग विचार हैं, कैसे, इसका जवाब कैसे देंगे आप लोग?
जवाब क्यों दें? लोग देंगे जवाब और वो जवाब भाजपा को मिलेगा, वो जवाब लोग देंगे भाजपा को।
दो अभी महत्वपूर्ण मीटिंग्स इंडिया अलायंस की हुई हैं। पहली पटना में हुई थी जिसके अध्यक्ष नीतीश कुमार जी थे, जिस बैठक से सबका साथ आना, मिलकर लड़ना और इस देश को महंगाई, बेरोजगारी जैसी जो बीमारियां लगी हुई हैं, बीमारियों से निजात दिलाने का एक संकल्प साथ आकर लिया गया। दूसरी बैठक बेंगलुरु में हुई जहाँ पर इस गठबंधन का, इस अलायंस का, इस शक्तिशाली कुनबे का नाम क्या होगा, स्वरूप क्या होगा, इस पर चर्चा हुई, विचार विमर्श हुआ और मंथन से एक बेहतरीन नाम निकला इंडिया, जिसके भीतर, जिसकी छतरी के नीचे इस देश की 135 करोड़ आबादी समा जाती। अब मुंबई में थर्ड फेज की बैठक है, 31 और 1 तारीख को ये बैठक यहाँ की जाएगी। हम बैठक के जहाँ होनी है उस स्थान पर खड़े, और इस बैठक में आगे का क्या एजेंडा रहेगा इस गठबंधन का, कौन से वो मुख्य मुद्दे हैं और कौन से वो मुख्य समाधान हैं उन मुद्दों के जो लेकर हम जनता के बीच जाएंगे, भारत देश को कैसे आगे तरक्की की राह पे ले जाया जाए, उसका ब्लूप्रिंट सामने रखेंगे। इन सारी चीज़ों पे विस्तार से चर्चा होगी और अवश्य सीटों का बंटवारा कैसे होगा और उस पर भी चर्चा अवश्य करेंगे।
All right, Sohit Mishra, who's been tracking all the details, is right here with us. We are at that hotel, at that venue where this meeting is happening. On your screens right now, hopefully, those visuals of the meet and greet, the informal meet and greet must be showing. Of course, traditional political journalists would read or try to read a lot in body language, but we're going to skip that today because, you know, what body language will you read, Sohit? The point is that there is a weird situation in the opposition that while cosmetically you may have a theme song in place or a logo in place or a name in place and all the leaders, which is, by the way, in itself a very big achievement to have so many people, and the tribe keeps growing from 17 to 26 to 28. The pain points, Sohit, continue to remain. Let's elaborate them.
Absolutely, Sanjay. Let's start from Maharashtra itself. The first and one of the biggest leader in this India meet is Sharad Pawar. Now, if we talk about Sharad Pawar, no one till date has clarity on his actual stand. While he is present over here, he says that there is no split in the party. Then what is Ajit Pawar doing? At the moment when we are speaking, Ajit Pawar along with Eknath Shinde and Devendra Fadnavis are having a meeting at Varsha Bungalow, the official Chief Minister's bungalow. So what's that? So that is one issue. Secondly, the former Chief Minister of Maharashtra, Prithviraj Chauhan, told it on record to several media publications that Sharad Pawar has been given an offer from the BJP. So this is happening, the infighting continues over there. Now thirdly, the issue which also the BJP is raising is the Savarkar issue. Rahul Gandhi speaks against Savarkar. On the other hand, there is Uddhav Thackeray who says that we won't be tolerating anyone saying against Savarkar. So this is just about Maharashtra. If we talk about nationwide, Aam Aadmi Party and Congress in Delhi, Aam Aadmi Party and Congress in Punjab, Mamata Banerjee and Congress over there. You have been hearing a lot of leaders in Delhi. I'm sure you know about a lot of Aam Aadmi Party leaders speaking about Congress leaders speaking about Aam Aadmi Party
But you know, Sohit, the fact that despite all of these, despite these inner contradictions, they still come on one stage, even if it is cosmetic or optic. They come on one stage and then they show everyone in the world of perception that we are all together. So, would that or should that mean anything on the ground?
Well, what will it mean on the ground depends on what is the message that you are sending. If we talk about
Political
Maharashtra,
sincerity.
Exactly. So the cadre is still confused. Should we fight? So, for example, in Maharashtra, what should the NCP leader or the cadre do?
Now, that's
Should
not
we-
good.
So that's exactly happening not only in Maharashtra. If we talk about Aam Aadmi Party in Delhi, what will they do? Will they oppose the Congress or be with Congress?
Yeah.
So these are the issues, and also they are here together at the moment. But remember that 2024 election, it still has some time. So will they continue to be there together? Yesterday, Sharad Pawar spoke about a common minimum program. This is the same words which they used during the formation of Mahavikas Aghadi.
And
where
look what
leaders-
happened.
Exactly. There is Shiv Sena in opposition, there is Shiv Sena in the government. There is NCP in opposition, there is NCP in government. So will this happen on the national level, and how will you continue till 2024? This is going to be a big challenge, sir.
Yeah, but the one thing that I have noticed is that this opposition alliance has been able to very confidently answer questions on who will be Prime Minister.
Exactly.
By saying that we have many candidates, you only have one. So that is a point they're comfortable answering.
So
That I
maybe
can
they
see.
have made a plan that, okay, we will continue like this
Yeah.
because there are so many contenders over here.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Sohit. Keep tracking all the latest details. We also have Dr. Manisha Priyam as well as Aarti Jairat. Dr. Priyam is a political analyst and a researcher. Aarti Jairat is, of course, a senior journalist. Dr. Priyam, to you first. Let me ask you this question. 3 meetings so far. The third is going to, of course, the official, the real business is going to take place tomorrow. And yet, we do not have a very firm and strong answer to these questions that can from here on be referred to as pain points. So then, does this cosmetic exercise really mean something?
The
Dr.
pain
Priyam,
points
if you
will be
could
resolved
unmute
behind the
yourself, we
scene.
can't hear you.
Yeah, the pain points will be resolved behind the scenes. We will not know what will go on to resolve the pain points between the Aam Aadmi Party and the Congress Party in Punjab, for example. That's going to be a covert part of the operations as they will go on. Some of the pain points in public, Mamata Banerjee and Congress Party sparring will keep continuing, because if they don't do this, then BJP becomes the most important opposition in West Bengal. So in public, on the outside, it will appear to be a bit chaotic. What is most important is to understand how the India alliance wants to proceed forward. What is the common minimum program it wants to look at? Are they going to appoint leaders of, or even one leader or a leadership group that's going to take decisions? So at this point of time, one is looking at what the decision points of the India meeting are. What I hear from you is there is going to be a dinner in Grand Hyatt. Uddhav Thackeray is going to host this. I want to know the menu of the dinner. I am not interested. Even if there are some chilies being served, even if some don't get along with another one, that's all just fine. You know,
Maybe some millets, Dr. Priyam.
Jhumka Bakhad, yes, maybe. Pav Bhaji, I don't know. Misal Pav, I have no idea. Or did Mamata Banerjee come with her own regional dish? She was at the house of Big B. But I don't see any big bang news item coming out. On top of that, Mr. Rahul Gandhi chose to go ahead with his own press conference. At that press conference, I think he was highly technical. And if the India Alliance appeals to a rural India, if it appeals to an agrarian India, if it appeals to an India that is, not so well off and not in the globalized part of India, then language was too complicated to even understand the issues he was raising. So ahead of a joint presser of the India Alliance, Mr. Rahul Gandhi went on with his own press conference. So as of now, I want to see the big thal that's going to be laid out at the grand dinner at the Grand Hyatt. Beyond the optics that they have met and all of them are together, I am not able to make out what are the key decision points. How are they going to proceed forward? And I'm not so worried, as I said, about the pain points. I want to see how they proceed forward. That I can't make out how it's happening at the moment.
Yeah, Dr. Priyam, hold that thought. I'm going to come back to you. Aarti Jairath is also with us. Aarti Jairath, you see this hotel that Dr. Priyam is referring to, I am told has 658 rooms. Is there in these rooms perhaps some room in the opposition to accommodate and live with these inner contradictions that they have? Are these mental rooms large enough to accommodate these inner contradictions and move ahead with a plan? Sure, they are coming and meeting for these chats and having dinner and lunch, which is a very good thing. But how will they deal with these contradictions? And they're just staring in the face.
Sanket, I think they had very little option but to live with the dualities that exist, the contradictions, the pain points, and so on, and somehow find a way through this whole maze. Because if they don't stick together, then they're giving Narendra Modi a walkover in 2024. And I think that's not what they want to do, because they know that if they give him a walkover, then after 2024, many of these parties may cease to exist. So I think that they have very little option but to find some room in those 623 rooms that you're referring to, where they will have to live together with the contradictions. And listen, this is a process. I don't think that, a major breakthrough will be made immediately. There are state elections coming up. I think those elections are uppermost in the mind of the Congress party. And I think they're trying to prepare for those elections because they stand a good chance of winning them. But it's a process. They will do something every month or every month and a half to keep themselves in the news. I'm sure there will be some decision that will be announced tomorrow so that we all have a headline to pick up and talk about. Like last time they came up with a name and we talked about it for days, and so did the BJP actually talk about it for days.
No, but that's the thing, you know, Aarti Jairath. Let me take this to Dr. Priyam. That's the thing. Name, logo, ad campaign, social media song. All of that is good, but of course it is not the basic. This can be a good add-on, but is the basic in place? And to that effect, Dr. Priyam, my question to you is, by choosing to increase the tribe meeting after meeting and at least appearing or to be seen as being on one stage, is a sort of an achievement enough? That, you know, we are all together. We have our contradictions, but we have not withered away. We are still together.
So, under the circumstances,
is that good news itself for the opposition?
Under the circumstances, for the opposition, this is certainly good news that they've met thrice now, and notwithstanding whatever backroom differences they've had, they've stuck together. There were, for example, open conversations happening saying Jayant Chaudhary and the RLD may go over to the side of the BJP. Just when the India was being formed, and Mr. Narendra Modi also proclaimed that there's an NDA in place, and people had believed that there'll be many crossovers from this side to that side. I think to that extent, I would concede that yes, meeting thrice over is an achievement, and not harping on differences amongst themselves is an achievement. Arvind Kejriwal, for example, for as long as I know him, I expected that he would come out of one of these meetings and suddenly hold his own presser and say, oh, Congress is just the same as the BJP, and declare the Congress is, remember, his gains are all at the expense of the Congress. Now this has not happened. Yes, these are gains. But the fact is, beyond the name, I don't want that this grand meeting be held only to finalize on a song for the India Collective. They got their name in Bangalore. Now we want to see who's the leader, who's going to make the decisions, whether the Congress is going to take a back seat, whether the other regional parties are going to have a bigger role and a bigger say. So what the the advisory council is going to be like, because this large coalition is not going to go seat by seat on 545. Remember, this large coalition is not going to take all the decisions on who will campaign where and how resources will be distributed, how responsibilities will be distributed, what will be the fate of Rahul Gandhi.
So those granular details, this sort of coordination should percolate down from a photo op into that granular detailing.
Yeah, hold on. Now, rather than this big room meeting, there should be breakaway meetings in smaller rooms. That's what I don't see. So I clearly don't understand that beyond the optics of meeting large, meeting different, but meeting together, how is the progress ahead being made? That I have no idea about.
I'm sorry.
Okay. Aarti Jairath, my question to you is, you see, when you look at the BJP's response to these meetings, one notices that there is quite a lot of reciprocity. So when they had 26 members, the BJP said we've got 39. Now, of course, if you do an analysis of what is the constitution of those 39, you will know that it's 97% BJP and 3% the rest. Having said that, do you feel that the BJP ought to take this fact that they are meeting repeatedly, and this is the third such attempt, seriously?
I think the BJP is taking it very seriously, Sanket, which is why, if you notice, at every given opportunity, the BJP attacks India. They leave no stone unturned to go hammer and tongs at India, starting with the PM and going downwards. So I think the BJP is taking it very, very seriously. And let me tell you, I don't think granular details like seat sharing arrangements and so on will firstly emerge at this point of time. We are only in September. Elections are going to be in March, April. There are many months left. Secondly, I don't think granular details come out from such large meetings. These are things that happen behind the scenes. These are things that are already happening. My information is that in many places, they have arrived at some kind of a basic formula for seat sharing, which they're not going to announce to the press. Why should they announce it to the press? So, I think what they would like to announce to the press is this 12-member coordination committee, or, a theme song or a slogan or something like that. Why should they get into the nitty-gritties, the nuts and bolts of what they are discussing?
No, my point is different. The point is that you may not choose to announce, but do you have that plan or not?
I think that they are working on that plan.
Or not?
I think they are working on that plan. Otherwise, why would they persist with these meetings? Come on. Obviously, they are working towards a plan, which is why they meet again and again. And the fact is that they have stuck together. Sure. The fact is that in the last session of Parliament, we did see them coordinate and put the government in the dock on Manipur. So obviously, there is a plan. Now, what exactly that plan is, they're not going to tell us. And they're certainly not going to tell us at this stage. This is something that is going to emerge in the coming weeks and months.
Ms. Jairath, we've come to the end of this discussion. One more discussion with you on opposition unity. Dr. Priyam as well as Aarti Jairath, thank you very much for joining us. And guess who else is working on a plan? It's the central government, which has called for a special session of Parliament between the 18th of September to the 22nd September, and monsoon session just ended, by the way, a few weeks ago. So what is the plan? What do we know? See, no kite flying. Lots of people are saying all sorts of things. But what is the idea behind this, and what do we know so far? Here is Vasudha Venugopal with the latest.
The Centre has convened a special session of the Parliament for 5 days from September 18 to September 22. There is no official word on the agenda of the session yet, but it is interesting because it will be held just days after the much-awaited G20 Leaders Summit. The special session of the Parliament will be held a day after the Vishwakarma Yojana, the government scheme for a mega outreach to OBC communities, will be formally launched on September 17th. That also happens to be the Prime Minister's birthday. Now, what is a special session of the Parliament? There are 3 parliamentary sessions held in a year: budget, monsoon and winter sessions. A special session of the Parliament is dedicated to considering a specific bill or looking at an issue of public importance. In 2017, a special midnight session was convened for the passage of the GST, but that was a joint sitting of the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha. A special 6-day session was convened in 1997 to commemorate India's 50th year of independence. Parliamentary Affairs Minister Prahalad Joshi has said that this special session will have 5 sittings, and in the middle of Amrit Kal, the government is looking forward to having fruitful discussions. Remember, this is also the year that marks the end of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, which is India's 75 years of freedom. Of course, some clarity on the agenda of the special session is expected next week. There is also socio-political context this time to the special session of the Parliament, as this is an election year, and the BJP at the centre is working towards fulfilling many of its promises made to see another term. Social engineering efforts are being made, and there is also talk about making elections tighter and not prolonged. On the last day of the session, monsoon session, 2 important bills, one that does away with the IPC and CRPC and brings in a new framework, and another one that makes fundamental changes in the way election commissioners are appointed, were introduced. There is also a lot of talk about the Uniform Civil Code, but government sources have made it clear that this bill will be brought in only after wide consultations. From the point of view of governance and political moves, this is high action time for political parties, particularly the BJP, which gives credence to the speculation that the special session of the Parliament this time could also see the introduction of key bills.
Short break on News Break, but do stay tuned. The news up next.